Next up, we've got one of my favorite poets, Leidner, is the author of a book of poems. Beauty was the case that they gave me, published by Factory Hollow in 2011, and Angel in the Dream of Our Hangover, Aphorisms, published by Sassar in 2011. Both of those are amazing books that you should own if you don't. He lives and tweets in Western Massachusetts. Mark and Leidner.
Probably 9/10 of people mistakenly believe they're cool. They probably believe themselves to be part of some sort of cool movement. They think that what they think is cool really is cool, but I've got news for them. It's not. It's incredibly lame. And what's lamer than somebody thinking they're cool and they're not? Not only is that thing that they think is cool lame, but that in itself, thinking you're cool when you're lame is lame. It's the lamest thing of all. And the irony is, I imagine the lamest person in the world thinks he's not only cool, but is the coolest. Believing himself to be the very essence of cool. For a moment, the irony of that is cool. How he thinks he's so cool, yet is so lame. Not long though. Even now, that irony is already becoming lame. Wait a moment. Now it's fully lame. So that anyone's still thinking that was cool by this point, even though they were very cool at the beginning for thinking it. And the first person to think it was briefly the coolest of all. And now they're all very lame. And if the first person is still holding on to the coolness of that, and you know he is, then he's the one time he's made the biggest fool of, because his luck or skill at being first to think something that was briefly cool to be cool has brought him nothing but the shackles. The shackles in the form of an overpowering urge to hold on to something long after its coolness has been spent. Earning him the dubious distinction, lamest of all. What people don't realize is what's cool changes. It's a moment-to-moment, day-to-day proposition, and only the people who realize this are cool. As soon as that's said, however, what's truly cool becomes permanent again, so that only those people, the people who believed in the permanence of coolness all along, are in the end redeemed. Soon, however, even that will change. It has already. Now those and only those who believe what was originally cool is still cool, but not really. And are willing to alter their entire belief structures to keep pace with what's cool as it changes are, in the end, and all along, completely cool. Once when I was undercover, my contact in the NSA was this cocky black guy with scars all over his face. And one day I was feeling insolent, so I called him Scarface to his face. After he'd given me orders over the video phone. Like, yeah, I got this mission under control, Scarface. He eyed me for a second, then hung up. He didn't seem impressed. Anyway, looking back, I wish I would have said Scars face. Plural on scars. Because he had multiple scars on his face, not just one. Also, I wish he would have had multiple faces to match his multiple scars, so that what I should have called him could have been Scars Faces. Hypothetically, rocking the double plural for once in my life. Later on during the mission, I was shooting drug lords in a cavern, which was really just this vast subterranean complex of corridors and laboratories full of scientific-looking things, though it did still have stalactites hanging from the ceiling. And some of my gunfire accidentally struck a cast iron pipe running above and behind the heads of the drug lords, which ruptured, generating steam and gushing undulations billowing down and around everything and filling the cavern. The drug lords were dead, but the steam just kept coming from the bullet hole in the pipe. And as I watched the patterns forming in the steam, I forgot who I was and what I was doing, until suddenly it struck me. What if that NSA contact guy had only had a single scar, but many faces? Like, he only had one scar, but it was in the exact same place on each of his faces. And if he had all of these faces, each with the exact same scar, in the exact same place, what should I have called them then? Scar faces? The scar is singular, or scars faces, or scars are plural. It lasted a really long time, staring into that effusion of steam and thinking that. Also, I remember thinking, whatever drugs these drug lords are selling, their manufacturer sure requires a lot of steam. Later, I was trading quips with a beautiful woman named Gabrielle, who used to be the mistress of the main drug lord, but who is now good, during a car chase. She was in the passenger seat, and I was telling her to use the rocket launcher in her lap to shoot the rear half of the car off so that it would spin away, blocking the car of drug lords chasing us like a spinning, fiery roadblock. While she and I slid to safety in the front half of the car into this massive bank of snow we were quickly approaching. And she goes, "What? Are you crazy?" And I said, without even taking my eyes off the road, "Yes." But while all that was going on, still I couldn't stop thinking about what I should have called Scarface. In a different world, he would have had multiple faces. Later, after the mission was a success, Gabrielle and I were lying around in our hotel room in the Caymans when the video phone on the table began to ring and rattle. It was Scarface. He was trying to tell me about this other second mission that I had to go on now that I was done with this one. And while he's going on and on, Gabrielle's behind my back trying to pull me back into bed, calling me a workaholic, saying, hadn't I earned a holiday? But I was tuning her out, because I was watching Scarface. I was watching her behind me, sort of slyly winking at me and nodding. But while he was doing that, I crossed my eyes about halfway, so that I saw a host of Scarfaces. In that moment, I decided what I should have called it would have been indeterminate blur, so like a Native American name. Yeah, wave him off. I'll get that other mission later. First, I have to make love to my former enemy here, gesturing to Gabrielle, then back to him, indeterminate blur, scars and faces. I let my eyes refocus as I closed the video phone and unplugged it from its charger, since it was fully charged already. And I heard that with certain high-end electronics, if the device is fully charged and you leave it plugged into its charger, that could damage the battery and lower the overall lifespan of the device. Then I turned around where Gabrielle lay naked, smiling and spread-eagled. And I climbed back into bed hesitantly, though only as a joke because she was so beautiful. But she didn't laugh. I doubt she could have, even if she wanted to. Not for lack of sense of humor, she had a good one. It was just that our romance had been brewing for so long that she was too ready for love to laugh. So then I made love to her, and did so with a clear, unmuddled mind. Although perhaps she was the one who made love to me. It's difficult to say. Who makes love to whom in these times? This last poem is called Things to Call Water. It's kind of like a crossword puzzle. Every answer is, the answer to every clue is water. Void soda, friend of the cup, idiot's vodka, fool's oil, pipe sap, tap wine, faucet gumbo, boiler's tool, baby of snow, steam's mom, hot dog blood, cannonball shrapnel, Diver's excuse. Island leader. Navy gravy. Torpedo media. Dances with eels. Senor Osmosis. The artist formerly known as Ice. Drowner's Woe. World Wanderer. Arsonist Boycott. Cousteau's Milieu. Hydrophobe's Gut Check. Intern at the Cistern. Tempest Gristle. Odyssey Sauce. Hemisphere Paint. The Ghost in the Sauna. The Condensed Mist of Time. Zodiac Milk. Casino Preserves. Stork's Anklets. Periscope Necktie. Rowboat Wingspan. Catfish Litter Box. Starfish Cathedral. Turbulence Skein. Stream Bacon. River Luggage. Crystal Shatter. Geyser Sperm. Fin Wind. Myrrh Air. Loose Frost. Dank Fire. Blue Flower.